Very good. So I pulled that out of somewhere. Well, Dale, welcome to the show. Appreciate you joining us.
Thank you. I'm honored to be here.
Those of you who don't know of West USA Realty, and I'm sure that's nobody because everybody knows West USA Realty is a definitely well-branded real estate company. One of the top 2 or 3, I would say, as far as branding is concerned. We all have it's almost a household name as far as at least the western side of the U.S. is concerned. We're going to talk about how that is going to be changing, and there will also be the eastern side of the U.S. is going to be developing out later. But Dale, tell us a little bit about the roots of West USA and how it originated and how it came about. We all love to hear the origin stories, the success stories. So tell us a little bit about that.
Yeah, the company was started actually in 1986, and it's a homegrown company. It was started by the current owner of the company, Clay Fouts. He and his wife were the owners of the company and had been from the onset. Clay had been an agent with a couple of other companies at the time and decided that he wanted to start his own, and that's what he did. And he tells a kind of funny story of the beginnings, that the first, when he had so few agents that the office was stark, there was nobody in there, so he bought newspapers and scattered them around and got a couple of MLS books back in the day and scattered them around the desk to look like it was busier than it was. And,
there you go.
And then attracted other agents.
Obviously worked.
And grew it up. Yeah, his goal was to be the largest company in 5 years, and there was a company that went out of business in the East Valley, and he purchased it and picked up like 100 or 120 agents in one day.
Amazing.
And so he was there in 3 years, and from then why we've grown. And we reached our peak in 2005 when the market went so out the top.
Right.
And we came very close to having 2,000 agents. We were around 1,950 agents. Then agents disappeared in the next several years, as you know. And they're now coming back, and we've grown the company up to about 1,200 at this time.
That's wonderful, and it's about to be growing a lot bigger. I'm kind of preempting a second show that we might be doing, talking about the growth of West USA and some of the new ideas they have. So I'll be careful not to talk too much about that because there's so much other wonderful material to cover today that Dale's prepared. So then, Dale, tell me a little bit about how you joined the company. What was the state of it when you arrived?
Well, I had been knocking around in real estate for some 34 years now, and back I originated the idea of a training program, which I started and worked at John Hall and Associates and did that program for 10 years and grew it very large as a recruit for brand new licensed agents to show them how to start in the business and develop in the business. And then I have my own real estate company, Basic Gold Seminars, and I do renewal credit classes as well. So I gained quite a gathering in those capacities, and I worked for 10 years there at John Hall. And then the opportunity became available as Mr. Fouts and I talked, and he said, well, let's start a training program here, and let's also, how would you like to be designated broker? And so I became the designated broker, and that's almost 15 years now that I've been at the designated broker position.
Obviously done a good job. Sometimes that means a big target on your chest, and so you've kept the targets away and done a great job.
I've laughed and kidded Clay about the day I became the broker. We went down to the real estate department, the two of us, and we sat at the counter where all licensees come to get their license here in Phoenix. And he signed away, and I signed on, and then he said to the receptionist lady that was there, the clerical person, is that it? She says, yes, he's now the broker. And Clay breaks into this big laugh, and I said, wait a minute, maybe there's a question I need to ask here. Well, the upshot of it was that he forgot to sign on as an agent.
Oh.
And so a few days later, he said, you know, I'm not an agent. I didn't sign on as an agent. I said, well, we're kind of picky. We may not be able to hire you.
We'll schedule you for an interview in 3 weeks.
Yeah. So that was kind of a fun moment.
And that's one of the things about West USA. The culture at West USA is a lot of fun, both from the standpoint of being a real estate agent and also from when it's kind of interesting. Families and the parents set the culture of a family, and then the kids kind of turn out how the parents are. So the great corporate culture that's created inside of West USA also turns out fun real estate agents that get along really well with their clients, and so there's kind of both sides of that. A fun place to work, also a fun place to do business.
Yeah, I have two other full-time brokers that work at the company with me. There's too many for one person to look after the 1,200, and sometime we wonder with the three of us if that's enough.
Right.
But Bob Stevens has been the managing broker for many, many years, some 20 years. He's been with Clay almost from the beginning. And then 10 years ago, we added John Kitchen, who is a vice president and associate broker that does quite a few things, as well as doing class instruction and oversight of the contracts and things of that nature.
Okay, great. So yeah, share that workload a little bit. It's very, very helpful.